That was the major holdup. Did he see the gun or did he not?
Move, guys.
That's juror Denny Ploussard on the divide between the 10 jurors who immediately wanted to acquit Officer Jeronimo Yanez on Monday and the 2 who held out 4 more days for conviction.
We had 10 whites and 2 blacks. The 2 blacks were not the holdouts.
Ploussard said that the expert witnesses were interesting, but not the most important factor for the jurors.
Well, what it really boiled down to is he kept reaching when Yanez gave 3 commands, don't reach, and he kept reaching.
But he doesn't necessarily believe Philando Castile wanted to shoot the officer.
He might have been pulling it out just because he wants to show the officer, because he told the officer he had a gun. So he might have been just pulling it out, so here you go.
His first reaction to the dash cam video?
Well, I'll tell you the truth, I thought it was disgusting. I say, how could a guy shoot a guy like that?
But as the trial wore on,
my position changed.
He had a firearm.
As for Castile's girlfriend, Diamond Reynolds, who brought the world's attention to the case,
I feel so sorry for Diamond Reynolds, I do. I mean, I absolutely do. But personally, I didn't find her credible.
The jury's reaction to the Castile family storming out of the courtroom?
All my jurors that I was with for this week felt the same thing I felt, devastated for the family. But it came down where the verdict was, I felt, the right verdict according to what the law states.
Denny didn't find Diamond Reynolds credible. He says it's because she changed her story, or he felt she changed her story on what side of his pants Philando Castile kept his wallet, the left or the right, on that fateful night up on Larpenteur.
New tonight, we're hearing from a second juror in the Officer Yanez trial.
KARE 11's Ken Erdahl talked with her just this afternoon about what made the critical difference in a close case.
We went back and forth.
Benita Schultz says her feelings about Officer Jeronimo Yanez's innocence or guilt changed many times during his trial, but not after.
By the time deliberations started, I was pretty much not guilty, but, you know, I was still open.
Though another juror, Denny Ploussard, told KARE 11 that early on the jury was 10-2 in favor of acquittal, Benita says it didn't start out that way.
It was pretty even to start with, but within couple of hours it went to 8-4, and it stayed 8-4 for a couple of days.
She says the 2 black jurors were not holdouts and says the factor of race in Philando Castile's stop was something they addressed.
And one of the first things that we clarified and asked them if they felt that it was racially profiled, and neither one of them felt that it was.
She says the jury largely struggled with Diamond Reynolds' credibility in court, but she says the case ultimately came down to the dashcam video, specifically the part that nobody could see, Philando Castile's final movements in the car.
The big question was, is he bringing out a gun? What is he bringing out? You know, that was our question.
Officer Yanez argued that he opened fire because he saw Castile begin to pull out his gun, and she says the jury knew the trial and reasonable doubt hinged on his credibility.
Was he telling the truth? You don't know, and the state didn't prove that he was dishonest.
Well, sir. Good. How are you? Good. Reason I put you over, your brake lights are out. So you only have one active brake light, and that's going to be your passenger side one. Your third brake light, which is up here on top, and then this one back here, is going to be out. You have your license and insurance?
I do have a firearm on me.
Don't reach for it then. Don't pull it out. Don't pull it out. Don't pull it out! Don't move! Fuck! Fuck! Don't move! Don't move! Don't move! Code 3! Get the baby girl out of here! Fuck! Don't move! Fuck!
Tonight 21, give up. Mark here.